what you're seeing here is me in my natural hair state, which is just this. Straight, weird, no natural curl. This is how I was born. So I showered last night. It's kind of hot here in LA right now, so I just let my hair air dry. It mostly was dry before I fell asleep, and this is what I woke up to. So I know I've given you guys a couple videos of kind of just how I do my hair, and I haven't done one in a while, so I thought I'd just kind of give a little refresher update on how I curl my hair every day, especially because I like to do it in like 5 minutes. That's it. So I'm just gonna jump into it. I do have a thermal protectant in my hair that I put in last night when I went to get it out of its towel when it was drying, and it's the Kerastase, as always, Nectar Thermique, just to give it some moisture and some protection. Other than that, there's nothing in my hair. I've got my GHD curling iron. This is probably 1.25 inches, and I'm just gonna start. So there's no like complete science to how I curl it, other than I usually start in the front and I start on the top. So I'm just putting my hair in the curling iron and dropping it out, and then just kind of letting it set. If I curl it too tight, if I feel like it's too tight, I usually just tug on it a little bit when it's still hot, and that, see, it kind of softens and pulls out the curl. So I'm literally just taking sections and curling it to give it some texture. And depending on how long you hold it in the curling iron will be how strong the curl is going to be. And usually the first day it's going to be more intense, and then as my days go on, second day, third day, it gets a little bit softer and more relaxed. So I'm just kind of creating these, I guess we'll call them, I hate to use the word ringlet because that's not really a modern term, but once we shake it out, it definitely softens up. So I'm just taking, what would we call this, vertical sections, and just curling back away from my face. And then sometimes I'll throw in maybe something that's not vertical, or sorry, not vertical, but going towards my face, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. But it's really just, every day is different, depends on how my hair air dried, what texture it is, etc. So I think the key to this kind of a hairstyle is just not overthinking it. That's really what's important. So I'm literally just going in, looking for straight pieces. I'll usually go underneath here and kind of pick up some of this hair underneath here, and just giving it all texture and bend. I think that's the most important rule of thumb here, especially if you have a one-length haircut. If you don't have a lot of layers, you don't have to worry too much about what's going on underneath. So just finding those pieces. I did have a little bit of breakage, or I do currently, through some of these pieces, so I try to be pretty quick with my iron as it's growing out, so I don't make it worse. So this is kind of what's happening. For the back, it's the same thing. I just basically pick up the piece in the center. In the back, I actually end up going more horizontal with my sectioning, just because I want it to lay in a nice S pattern down the back and not be one direction or the other. And I'm literally just picking up sections down my head until I get all of that covered in the back. For me, at home, personally, it's easy to put it into the iron instead of wrapping it around, and I feel like it kind of smooths the hair while you're curling it. So yeah, just watch. I'm gonna do the other side, and then I'll show you how I finish it. So I think I pretty much have everything curled. Usually what I'll do is I'll kind of just go through with my hands and pick things up and look and see if it looks like everything's kind of texturized. I'm not looking for the perfect curl. It's just more making sure everything has bend. And then you can kind of go through and assess, like if you think anything turned out weird, like this front piece to me looks a little bit odd, the curl pattern. So I'm just quickly going through one more time. And as you can see, putting it through the curling iron kind of smooths it as it curls it. So that's why I do it that way. And always, of course, making sure not to put the ends in because you don't want that to be a perfect ringlet, and that's how we keep it modern. So it looks like everything's pretty much accounted for. This piece looks a little bit straight, so I might just take that one and go and add a little bit more bend up at the root. And then there's a different way, like different ways that you can finish it. Lately, I've actually been kind of into this Ken Paves, I don't know, sorry if I'm saying it wrong. This is the dry shampoo from him. You can get it anywhere, even Walmart, so it's accessible to everybody. I love the smell. It absorbs oil and it just kind of extends your wear time with your hair. So I don't necessarily need dry shampoo because my hair is clean, but I do like the texture that it gives. So I'm just adding in just a little bit through the root and kind of the mid shaft of the hair. So I usually will add that in because if I don't, my hair actually is so soft that it just goes kind of flat. So I'm adding that in first, and then I just start kind of combing my fingers through to see how it's looking, because the thing about dry shampoo products is sometimes it can, if your hair is like a little bit dry or fuzzy, it can make it look even more fuzzy, which we don't want. And then I just picked this up. I used to use this years ago and I kind of forgot about it. This is from Orbe and it's called their Cream for Style. You can use it wet or dry in the hair. I'm using about this much and kind of working that through my hands first and then just kind of running that through my ends, and that will kind of give it like a little bit of hold, a little bit of texture. Whatever is remaining in my palms is what I'm kind of like rubbing through the top part of my hair. And I like to give it like a little bit of fuzz on top. So that's why I'm kind of like massaging it through, kind of giving myself like a little noogie almost to kind of make that fuzzy texture appear on top. Sometimes I actually use an oil. Sometimes I use a lotion. If I'm in a pinch and I don't have hair product, I'll just put a body lotion in my hair or a hand cream. Just something to kind of separate and give it that texture. So today my hair will be obviously a little bit more bendy and curled, and then as the days go, my curls just relax a little bit, so it just turns into a bigger wave. But it's that simple. Don't overthink it. I think if anything, just go in and make texture in your hair. Don't think about so much like which way the curl's going or if it's perfect or how it looks, because I honestly think with things like this, it's just all about making it your own and effortless chic. So the less you try, the better it's gonna look. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. And for daily updates on all things beauty, you can always check out my Instagram at Nikki D Roost or my Snapchat, which is Nikki_DRoost. So if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And until next time, I hope you have the most beautiful day. I'll see you soon. Bye.